Hi friends and welcome here. So today we are going to be doing the actual meal prepping, food prep for the grocery list that we purchased, and we are going to be trying a lot of different recipes, some new and then some that I've made before, and we're going to just hopefully be able to make these meals so that I'd be able to just be prepared for the coming week and I'd have just food easily available to me. And that's pretty much why. And also because we want to save on food waste, so that's also a big plus of this. We want to make sure that we stick to our meal plan, and so that's pretty much it. So we are going to go ahead and get started with which one was this one? Oh, the red lentil curry from Rainbow Plant Life. Yes, so I am very excited for this one because I have been craving red lentil curry, and this is going to be perfect. So if you have not already, I will kindly ask that you subscribe down below if you like these videos, and if you give this video a like, that would be so awesome. It really helps me out a lot. So let's get started.
So one of my favorite things to do when it comes to actually making more elaborate recipes or a recipe online is I am one of those people that has to have all the ingredients chopped and ready to go, just so that I don't end up feeling rushed as like things happen very quickly. You have to add the spices, you have to add all the other ingredients, and so I just like to have them prepared. So I have learned this trick of, when it comes to spices, to just toss them all into a bowl. That way I can just toss them all in together if they call for several ingredients. So that's just a tip for y'all, if that might help you guys out when it comes to making different types of new recipes.
Never felt tomorrow closing in this fast. Oh, I guess time's in a rush. Leaves are falling down, but at least they grow back, while I'm on a one-way track. Now I know what it means to grow. Now I know the time I've got, it is just enough to get by. Yeah, it is just enough to get by.
So something that I ended up doing just to make sure that I don't waste any coconut milk is both of the recipes that I made today called for coconut milk, except one of them, which is a chana masala, actually called for just 1/4 of it. So I ended up using 3/4 for the first recipe and then 1/4 for the other one, instead of just using up 2 cans and having leftover. That's what I did. And then for the tomatoes, the recipe called for crushed tomatoes, but I didn't have them, so I used what I had on hand, and I had some diced tomatoes that I needed to use up, so I used those. You got to be smart when it comes to making sure that you're, not leaving any of your cans in the pantry just to go to waste.
Sometimes I understand I'm making all the wrong demands in life. It never pays in the end, but still I am here, moving on like before. I'm yearning to reach the shore. Now I know what it means to grow. I've got, it is just enough to get by. Oh, now I know what it means to grow. Oh, yeah, now I know the time I've got, it is just enough to get by. Yeah, it is
meal is still finishing up, I am going to actually get started on prepping all of the ingredients needed to make the chana masala. And again, this just is so helpful because I don't feel rushed when it's time to click play on the video that I'm watching to get the recipe from. I could just, dump and get everything done as soon as possible. Saves time and doesn't stress me out too much. Also, I got this little chopper for Victor when it was time for the baby to be due, because he was going to be learning how to cook at that time. And it's not my favorite. I mean, for onion it is, but I don't know, I think it's too loud. Maybe it's just mine. If you have one, tell me down below. Is it just a noisy, I don't know, a noisy chopper? I'm not sure. Oh my goodness. So moving on back to our lentil curry. This thing was amazing. I've been having this for a few days now, and it is so delicious. Hands down, recommend it. 10 out of 10. This is the meal that I'm going to be serving up if people come over. Anyways, so now we're going to be moving on to the other one, and I use the same pan, just poured it into a container and moved on to this one, and it came out good. Let me tell you, this is like me recording afterwards, but the chana masala was actually, it was delicious, but it was not my personal favorite out of the things that I made. I would give it maybe an 8 out of 10. Definitely the lentil curry, it gets the best rating for me personally, but this one's not too bad. And I love that this one was also even faster to make actually than the other one, and I feel like it also called for a few less ingredients. And now it is time to add them to my containers. Honestly, both of these though as a whole were delicious, and I'm so glad that I ended up trying the recipe out. But out of both of them, hands down, the lentil curry wins. This one was just so good, and this one was too. But the lentil curry, man, you gotta try that one. Now moving on to the chickpea blondies. Guys, this is another one that you must try, as a sweet treat. It is so delicious, and after I made these, I stored them in the fridge in a container, and let me tell you, I had them cold for the first day, and it was, they were still good, but then I microwaved it for 30 seconds, and it came out even more perfect than when I first made them. So definitely pro tip, warm them up and have it with I don't know, a glass of, some soy milk, or maybe your cup of coffee. I don't know, but it was such a delicious dessert and treat. Let me tell you, even though these things are made with chickpeas, it's unbelievable how delicious these are. They are just so delicious. I can't even tell you, you need to go and make them right now. It calls for very few ingredients, super easy to make, so highly recommend it. Now, after I made the chickpea blondies, I actually moved on and made the bagels that I said I was going to be making, and I gotta say they were delicious, but they definitely were more like biscuits than bagels, so I didn't end up having them for breakfast. But then I moved on to making my atole de avena, and this was alright, but I would replace the sugar maybe to serving it up with some maple syrup as my sweetener of choice when serving. I think that's the thing that I'll do differently, but other than that, it was really delicious. And here are the bagels. Again, they came out beautiful. They're They're very nice and dense, but definitely I would say not so much bagels, more so like biscuits. And I ended up having them, I mean, I wanted to eat them, you know, I didn't want them to go to waste, so I ended up having them with my curry instead, just because, again, I didn't want them to go to waste, and I just put them in the fridge and just have been having them again with my curry.
It took a while, a couple of interruptions from our little baby, but we got there. I made the bagels. They came out so, like, smelling so good. It's definitely not the usual bagel texture, it looks like, but regardless, it looks amazing. And then here we have the atole de avena. Just finished that up. And then over here we have the what's gonna be my treat throughout the week. It's gonna be the chickpea blondies. We have the chana masala right here, and then the curry, and my naan is over there. Victor is right here. And then here I am trying the red lentil dal, and it is the best thing I've ever made, I think. And it's not even my recipe, but it is the best thing I've ever made. Alright, so I think it's pretty safe to say that today was a success. We made a ton of different foods here, and I am very happy with how it turned out. Tomorrow I will be prepping the overnight oats. Hi! Tomorrow I'll be prepping the overnight oats. It's too hot. The oven was on, so I just want a break. And I have the bagels for tomorrow anyways for breakfast. So I'm gonna have that, and I'm enjoying my dinner right now. So I'm gonna head on out and finish up my dinner because it came out really good. So that's pretty much it for me today. I hope that you enjoyed the video, and I didn't show you all the recipes, but I will link all of them down below for you in case you want to make them too. The red lentil dal came out chef's kiss. Perfect. That's what I'm having. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So I hope that you guys have a very, very wonderful day, and I will see you in the next video very, very soon. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and yeah, bye.